I rode my bike from Philadelphia to Florida and did 2 iron distance events upon arriving in Florida. Why did I do this? I did this to honor my grandfather, one of the most important people in my life. Keep watching for the video and stick around to the end and you can see the crazy adventure we went on to commemorate my grandfather.
All right, you want to send off? You gotta go, man.
Proud of you. We'll be tracking your progress, man.
You can beat us there.
Have fun.
Sure. See you soon, guys.
All right, be safe. Have fun.
See you guys.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Yahoo.
My name is Dave Feynman. I am 28 years old from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I was never athletic. I still really don't even consider myself that athletic, even though we're doing this crazy adventure. I'm just someone who pushes myself. I remember a moment when I was on a baseball team where they were talking about batting averages at the end of the year, and I remember that mine was so bad that they left it off. They just talked about some other good qualities that I had. But eventually, when I got to high school, I found running. And I found running after my parents got a divorce. It was my safe space. It was where I would go when I would want to think, where I would go when I wanted to just be away from it all. And I learned through that to push myself and dig deep and learn who I really was. I actually did a marathon when I was 16 years old. I thought it was the hardest thing in the world, a marathon. It was the hardest day of my life. And I remember the last mile I sprinted, and it was one of the most life-changing moments of my life. It let me know that the limits I have in my head are just perceptions. And this thing that I thought was impossible, I connected my mind to my body, and I just, at 16 years old. And I eventually went on to do a Philly marathon. Then I got hurt. I hurt my ACL. And that's where I was sidelined. Through college, I didn't really do much until my grandfather had a stroke. And that's where that energy just got reinvigorated again of, why I ran or why I did endurance sports.
We got done about, 73 miles? 75 miles. Feeling great. Overall, just feeling good, ready to get a little food in us.
I'm already on my second wheel.
Day one.
Day one, not even half a day in.
Nothing's done. Oh.
This is not just a bike tour, but it's an eating tour. Pretty much smoothies every couple miles, tons of snacks.
So we're doing some peanut butter and bananas. So peanut butter is loaded up with the fats and the carbs that we need. And we're gonna take some bananas. We're gonna chop them over top of the tortillas and peanut butter, get some excellent potassium, some great sugar, and then take it down with a nice clean apple. Freshen you up, give you some liquids, give you some sugar. It's all we need. Vegan athletes, man. So my name is Jordan Champalou. I'm 19 years old. I'm from Roxborough, Philadelphia. And when I graduated high school, I decided to ride my bike across the United States. And so the day before, I was out having dinner with my sister in Manayunk. And I saw this little dude walking by with an Ironman hat on. And as the Ironman community does, I stopped and asked Dave what kind of races he was doing and everything. And it came to talking about the ride that I was doing at the time. And instantly we kind of hit it off, kind of just stayed in contact until I got home. We started training together, and Dave told me that he had signed up for Ironman Florida.
He said, oh, well, how are you gonna get down there?
And we had decided, why not ride our bikes to Florida, and then he can do the start of the Ironman.
It sent chills up my spine, and I knew it was something that we had to do, and I knew it was gonna be something for a greater purpose. I decided to do this trip really in honor of my grandfather. My grandfather, was really my best friend as I was growing up through my teenage years and into adult life. 5 years ago, my grandfather had a stroke, and through his stroke, he lost his ability to walk, lost his ability to write, and it really changed his very way of living. And shortly after he had a stroke, I saw him really fighting his way back to rehab. So I started running to help support him through it and help give him a motivation partner as he went through therapy. So my grandfather worked his way up to being able to walk a mile. That was what he was able to do, and it was amazing to watch, and it really inspired me and taught me in my life that I needed to do more with my life. I started running, eventually doing the Broad Street Run. I raised money for stroke research, and every single year I would do that run in honor of my grandfather. After he passed away, I had worked myself up to doing an Ironman, and I really believe that it was because of him and because of, you know, our connection, our bond, that I was able to push myself to what I thought was my limit at the time. Really, one of the reasons I wanted to do this trip was to find that inner peace in connecting with him in loss. When I lost him, it was kind of like there was a big empty hole in my heart. I needed to find a way to find peace with that hole. Not that that hole's gonna really go away per se, but just kind of fill it with his energy and, you know, just find a way to connect with him after loss. And that is one of the reasons I ride and do all this, is just to have that bond with him, even though he's not here.
See you soon. $130 miles.
Made it our very first day.
Congratulations on day one, everybody. My guy, David.
Good work, boys.
8 hours, 45 minutes on the bike, but we left 12 hours ago. Wow.
Whew. It was an awesome day. Don't really have much to say right now. I'm a little exhausted, but I will definitely have a full report once we get freshened up.
We set out today to do 128 miles, which was the longest I ever rode my bike. I think it was the longest that anyone here rode their bike before. But was it hard is the question. And I think what made it hard was actually the anticipation and like being nervous about it, right? About being nervous about like this unknown factor of riding 128 miles. It wasn't that riding 128 miles was hard, really. We just had to keep pushing through every pedal stroke. So, you know, what we're doing out there is just kind of, you know, proving that, you know, you can really do anything with your mind. You know, it's not necessarily your body, it's your mind that's gonna push you further.
What did you think about when you wanted to stop?
Really, there was one point I was really hurting, and I turned, I think I said to Jordan, I was just like, I'm gassed, and I just started thinking about my grandfather, thinking about like, you know, thinking about really like what he went through in his 5-year recovery, and that just kind of woke me up again and got me through the rest of the day.
Day 2, 110 miles. We got a 50 till lunch. Let's get it, guys.
You're already complaining.
What do you like? Talking about? Great.
My name is Cameron Smith. According to Jordan, I'm 72, but in reality, I'm 58. My interest in triathlon was started when I was motorcycling into work one day, and I saw what turned out to be the transition zone being set up for Philadelphia Triathlon for that year. And I thought, what is that? I found out a little bit more about it, and I said, I think I want to do that next year. Each year I would do a little bit more difficult. So the first year was a sprint, the second year was a sprint and an Olympic, third year was an Olympic and a 50 miler, then 50 miler and a half, and then finally a full Ironman distance event. And people asked me what I wanted to do. When was my next one? And I said, I don't think I'll ever do another one. And here I stand.
And I posted a status that said, hey, I'm planning this trip. If anyone wants to come, you're welcome to join. And Cam replied, and we started talking about it.
And I thought about it for a few days. I talked to my wife about it.
Cam is a huge inspiration to me. He's unapologetically the old guy in the group. He's 58 years old, and he's really just like a beacon of light in the trip. The guy has more energy than the average 20-something-year-old. He has more spunk and zest for life than the average person I've ever met.
These guys are diesels. They can just keep going. You know, there's no limit. You know, it's just continuous and just keep going in miles and miles. The way I put it is I'm more like the sports car. You know, I'm meant to go super fast, but after some distance, I start breaking down. $107 miles done. Felt great. It's that vegan power. Talk about it all day, every day. You know, the first 13, 14 miles or so, you kind of take some time to get your head into it. But once you get that so-called biker's high, you really just zone in and can just go for it. I've had an earworm, and it's all I wanna do have some fun.
Says the guy who doesn't
I
listen to
got a
music.
feeling you're not the only one. That's been in my head the whole day. So tonight we're having some tacos. So we did some zucchini to help flush out the lactic acids from our legs and overall just aid in a wonderful recovery. We have onions because they're super high in fiber. They're very, very good for you, and overall they're onions, so they taste great. We have 2 cans of beans here, of refried beans. We're gonna smear into our tacos. Extra protein, extra fiber, and overall just super, super delicious as well. And then finally here, a wonderful host grilled up some portobellos for us. Add up some of that protein, and just add an excellent bite to these tacos.
Even though we had some difficulty, it still ended up being an awesome day. We got to meet this amazing family here who is going above and beyond in the kindness department, and I'm just kind of overwhelmed by it, honestly.
Cam, you were in for a treat tonight, my guy.
That's the best feeling ever. Just a nice shower. Put it on a scale of 1 to 10 for bicycle rides, I gave it a 2. Because it started out drizzly and lousy, and then each of the times I got a flat tire, added another 2 to the back. So, but a 2 on the bicycle scale is still better than an 8 on the work cubicle scale. So it's still a good day to be outside and about.
How are you feeling, dude?
Definitely feel a lot more sore than yesterday. But I think once I get on the bike, I won't feel sore anymore.
I've been driving my truck hundreds of miles.
I'm tired.
Now I'm tired. This coffee is great. I want to talk about how awesome our hosts are. They were so fantastic. They chilled with us last night. Even gave us some beds to sleep on and coffee in the morning. And they have an awesome shower, which I got to use. Loved it. And it's just great to be here. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. No, we love having you guys. I'm actually sad that you're leaving.
Get the bike wrapped up and we'll get your bike aired up if you want to go.
Hey, feel free to hang with us for a little bit.
It's tempting. Yeah.
It's only a couple hundred.
Stay for as long as you want, we'll figure it
I don't
out.
need to train for that. I'll be fine.
I took to weighing myself in the morning before I get started. I'm down another 1.5 pounds yesterday.
Yeah.
I have to make sure I continue to eat.
You know why that is, right? Because you're eating good food.
Oh, don't start.
And I forgot to clean out my shirt. So it's kind of stinky.
And he's got all of 2 of them.
Yeah, I got 2 shirts. That's all you need.
The hardest thing is taking that first step. Woke up this morning, body was a little sore. Just getting moving, starting the day with a little motion. It's the hardest thing. I think it's with anything, it's the hardest thing is starting. You know, once you get that momentum going, it's good to go. But you gotta start.
We are beginning yet again. Everybody's all got their tires all pumped up and chains all nice and clean. Let's see if we can go mess them up again today.
Got it, bro.
We've just been pushing a little bit. Definitely going at a slower pace than I would have thought we would have, but really didn't account for a couple of variables, one of which is traffic lights, and you know, we do make occasional stops to just rest a little bit. Definitely feel myself slowly starting to get a little bit more mentally and physically trained. You know, there's a whole mental component to this as well as a physical, right? Like the body gets tired, and consecutive days of just grinding really just take its toll on you, both mentally and physically. But I'm in high spirits, right? So like I'm just excited to be out here, grateful to be doing this. So, you know, just always going back to that place of infinite gratitude when the going gets rough. All right, you guys ready to sit on these saddles?
Always ready. Always ready.
Oh man, that hurts.
Here on the way.
No pedaling yet. It's good so far.
It's all downhill.
Okay, it's going good, you know?
No, it's going good. We're moving at a good pace today, which is a nice change.
Today's day 3, and luckily there's not as much climbing as we've done in the past. So we got a good chunk of climbing in earlier, and honestly it's been really smooth, flat roads, a little downhill going on.
Yeah.
I had a flat this morning.
How many flats
Sounds
is that?
redundant, I'm sure.
How many flats is that?
Today, one.
One.
Just one.
I think we were about
4 in 24 hours though.
He has been crowned king of flats.
We filled it up before we left. It was 100 pounds or 90 pounds. Nope.
One or a little one, so I got you both of them.
Feed me now.
Which one?
The big one.
There he is.
Today was tough, but a great ride. I thought I gave it everything I had today, and we made a wrong turn. And that was the most mentally taxing mile and a half, honestly. But we made it, so I'm happy.
Day 4. So the plan for today is basically just to bike until we can't bike anymore. We have a 134-mile haul to Greensboro, North Carolina.
Yeah, these long country roads again are making it possible, I think, for us to make it before sunset. Because before, when we did our 130 miler, we finished right at sunset, but that was going through Baltimore and then cities and then winding just to get to the guy's house, when now it's like pretty much a straight shot.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be a big help.
So Jordan made this spinach, which honestly, not horrible. For a little bit like Popeye.
You give Dave a bowl of spinach, and his legs grow like 10 times.
That's the goal.
I try to cut back on greens in the morning and in the afternoon and the evening too.
Yeah. So what's it like traveling with 2 vegetarian vegans? Excuse me.
What's it like? A bit annoying at times, but I deal with it.
I originally made the change to run a half marathon, and seeing the performance that came out of it was incredible. My energy had skyrocketed more than I already have. I think it makes me into a vegan Superman, basically.
I need an energy drink.
No, you don't.
You don't want to see me on an energy drink, Dave.
I don't.
It's dangerous.
I really don't.
Day 4, how you feeling, buddy?
Physically, best I've felt in a few days. Mentally, I gotta click in. It's not there yet, but I'm gonna get there. We all will. We got a long haul away.
How far are we going?
I don't want to think about it. 134 miles. We have one more 130 plus day. And after the first one, I mean, I know we all were gassed. That was a great day. But we're doing it again. Here we are.
All right,
So,
let's get it, buddy.
let's do it.
Let's go. Get a little bit of a Jordan in there. That's right. That's right, Dave.
I was cold. I was wet. I was insert thing that is a complaint here. But it's really just a mental challenge for me to learn how to take those moments and flip them and flip the conversation of, you know, my legs hurt, to, you know, I can get up this hill, or my legs hurt, but I can still do this. Or, you know, that concept, my coach, Iron Cowboys, James Lawrence says it all the time, is you get to do this. Your legs get to hurt, you know? So I really channeled a lot of that while I was riding.
One of the bigger things I was worried about coming into this trip was overall how my performance was going to go. And while I had good faith in myself, I was also still going into the unknown of doing 10 centuries in 10 days. Prior to this trip, I had only ridden 1 century, which I did very well in, but I was very, very tired the next day, a little sore. So overall, after doing the first 2 centuries, I realized that 100 miles is not as crazy as I thought, and that I had it in me. Mentally, I can stick with it. Physically, I can stick with it. It's just pushing those boundaries in my head, and I really found that I can stay positive through all these moments.
It's important to have very supportive individuals with the group, and for us to support each other throughout the whole thing. I always think of these types of events as being me against me, and it's not. It's us against time.
Loving life, happy as can be, just pedaling away.
Jordan and I were talking, why do we cycle? Why do we ride? And for me, this whole trip has been about finding peace. Peace with loss, peace with myself. Just being on the road for 10 days in a meditative state really lets you connect with yourself and the meaning of what's around you. When I think about why I ride, it's for the people around me, and it's for myself, and it's to bring myself to a higher state of mind, to uplift those around me. That's why I started running again, right? It was, my grandfather had a stroke. I wanted to channel the energy he had, his fighting spirit, to get back to walking and watch him live every day in that state of peace with himself, right? For me, this trip, it's about channeling that in myself and absorbing that even more. And since he passed last year, I mean, man, he was my best friend. And I've actually, through stuff like this, connected to him more. Because when you do something that's hard, you realize what other people go through, and I become much worse than you. And if you just take every day and just live it, that's what the meaning of life is.
And that's why we ride.
Even today's even better than yesterday. Beautiful ride. Got to be thinking about what it is that we're hoping to accomplish while we're out here, and there is, I won't call it pain, but I'll say there's discomfort involved, but that's part of the reason that you go through this. You're trying to find where your own limits are, and the only way to do that is to go through some discomfort levels of whatever sort. You know, I get to the point where I can accept a certain level of pain and discomfort. And that's basically what you're doing on something like this. Anytime you're going to try to do multiple century rides in a row, you know you're going to hit points where it's difficult, it's painful. But that's what I came here for, was to learn where my limit is. We'll see if I hit it sometime in the next couple of days. When I decide to just get in the RV and ride along with Ben instead of riding with these guys.
You can make it.
You got this.
You'll make it.
You got that old man
So
strength.
far. It's the old man stupidity.
My bike broke down. You and Ben and Gabby came and got me. fixed a new bike. I got on my road bike, which is just a death trap to ride. It's like, I can do it, it's just every pedal stroke hurts. It's just not fit right for me. So I was just hammering on that bike and got to about 100 and something miles. And then Ben and Guy, we ended up picking Cam and I out just so we could beat daybreak. So we rode basically to the end of the day. Still proud of what we accomplished. I mean, we did 100 something miles.
So I had another earworm, one more for the documentary, and it was Personal Jesus by Depeche Mode. And, you know, it's like, reach out, touch faith, and that's all I could think of for 5 hours. And just spun it out, had a great time, ended up riding into the beautiful sunset, threw a couple lights on my bike, started off with the blinkers, rode for about 20 minutes in the pitch black without a light in the front, until I finally caved in and turned on my headlight. And then just rode as hard as I could till we got here. But yeah, we met a wonderful host family who allowed me to cook up some succotash, and they also offered us some spaghetti. It's all a vegan needs to keep going, you know? It's that vegan energy that allows you to spin it out.
My wife and I have been involved in hospitality exchange for years and years, and probably have hosted more than 100 people over the past 11, 12 so years.
From all over the world.
From all over the world. Because we're cyclists, we cycle quite a bit. So that essentially just brings the spirit of travel and like-minded bicyclists to us.
And plus, I get the perk of having men clean my kitchen for me.
Shirtless men.
Shirtless
young shirtless men, physically fit. It's great. It's just, my wife gets her little thrill for the moment, and I don't even have to wash or curl my hair.
My helmet's pretty stinky. I'm super excited for all these country roads. You know, I've talked about them before, and they're super long and just like really peaceful, and sometimes you go 20-30 minutes without a car behind you, and it's nice going 10 miles and just getting to a road and 10 miles more and just been able to pump out the distance, and it's been nice. It's funny too, because we just crossed the North Carolina border yesterday, and I swear I haven't really heard many accents, and as soon as we crossed the border I stopped at a gas station and the accents hit. So yeah, we're hitting south.
We had no flats yesterday.
You
Zero.
really want to jinx yourself?
Went from 3 to 1 to 0. I'm not saying anything about today. I'm just saying yesterday was a good day in terms of a lack of mechanical issues on my part. And I'll leave it at that. You know what? I want to give you a...
Thank you. I know.
Can I give you a hug too?
Yeah.
It's so
All
wonderful.
right, y'all.
I'm gonna give you a hug too.
All right. Yeah, man.
Clean
Y'all
clothes,
be careful.
stinky
Yeah,
helmet.
be careful.
And you got your clothes?
Pleasure. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing.
You're
Wish
right.
everybody the
Thank
best
you.
success.
Enjoy your guys'
Yeah,
ride today.
yeah.
All right,
Here we go. Yay.
Are you ready? Let's synchronize the watches.
get set.
Yes, is ready.
On your marks, get set.
Go.
Drift.
No moaning on the bike. No
Thanks
moaning
again.
on the top.
Thank you, thank
Have
you.
a good day. A lot of dogs out in North Carolina. Every 10 miles or so we get a dog that comes sprinting off a property and decides that the bike is the perfect thing to come attack. Wow. Obviously, we always have a pretty good time, and we always try to show the highlights of the ride. And obviously, I think one side it's not always shown is the fact that it's not always perfect. So this isn't horrible, but by far I'd rather not be next to cars. So this is reality sometimes, but it always leads to the good stuff. So we finish this and we have some more fun. Push, baby, let's go.
A lot of climbing.
How was the ride?
Jordan crashed.
Coming down this little greenway here, happy as can be, and so we're cruising down this bridge, and then all of a sudden I hit this pole here and I flipped over the handlebars and cleanly rolled over. Bike is okay. How you doing, boys?
He went to the left, I went to the right. He went right in the center.
I took it straight on.
It was basically like one messy day for all of us, essentially. But it was a lot of fun.
Hey, I know her. Another successful run. This was great. I kept thinking we were going to be hitting lightning and terrible rains. It rained on us a bit. I don't think we've gone faster since we started.
You know, it was a rough start this morning. Nobody really wanted to get out and ride. But as soon as we were on the bikes, you know, high energy, high positivity. 100 miles in, it's, what, 6 centuries down? 4 more to go. This guy saw us on his truck and kept driving, and then right as we got on the highway, he turned around and parked in front of us like, hey, come here. We pulled over and he goes, where are y'all riding from? So we explained the whole story and all, and he was just surprised because nobody bikes in this neighborhood that we were in. So it was nice chatting with him, giving the whole story. He told us his biking stories and chatted for 5 minutes and kept riding, so that was kind of cool. It's nice to meet all the locals in the towns.
Oh, we'll say you wore out.
No fireworks?
No,
Firecrackers? Can I drop an M80 in the toilet?
don't do anything.
Can I punch a hole through the wall?
Most definitely not.
Can I borrow your TV forever?
The TV.
Jordan is one of the rare people in life that you meet that just kind of knows who he is, and he's going to unapologetically be himself. But he's also one of the most supportive people you'll ever meet, and one of the kindest hearts you'll ever meet. So throughout the whole trip, he really was the engine that kept us all going. He was, you know, essentially the spunky young guy who, no matter what time of day it was, he was bringing energy like you've never seen.
All right, let me see here, Dave.
What do you need to get?
What are we shopping for today? It's a hard choice. Should we get some cookies?
You gotta tell him to get out.
Okay, you gotta get out now.
Gotta go, Thank you, ladies.
Enjoying a nice day, huh?
Lucky for us, we are actually staying right next to the fire department, which is pretty cool. So they're letting us stay here. We just cooked dinner in the firehouse, which was pretty cool, if you ask me. And we're just gonna crash here for the night. But I think we had a great day today. We rode pretty hard. In terms of feeling, I'm definitely like my legs are in the least amount of pain that they've been in all trip, right? So, you know, I feel good, but in terms of like, if I can describe it like an exhaustion, it would probably be the best way to describe it. It's like when you get a couple nights without sleeping really well. That's what I'm feeling right now. I did my first marathon when I was 16 years old. I did my first marathon really because the same reason I think I'm doing this trip, actually. I did it because I was searching for peace with my parents' divorce. And I wasn't someone who turned to drugs. I wasn't someone who turned to alcohol. But I had a hard time dealing with the fact that they were getting divorced. So I would just go running. And I would do that to clear my head. When I was coping with the fact that my grandfather was, well, I guess in essence, nearing the end of his life, right? For better or worse, right? You know, he had his stroke and his health was deteriorating. I just took up running to really channel his strength, right? So I hadn't run for years. I had torn my ACL after I'd done my marathons, and I just lost touch with it. And I found it again through my grandfather, and through going through that. And then after he passed away, I decided to channel that kind of negative energy. I mean, obviously everyone has to die at some point, but you know, when it's someone that really has been there for your whole life, and you know, your kind of person, your best friend, your family member that you can rely on, it hits hard, and it hits hard for a lot of people, and it hit me hard in particular. So I decided to do this, and this idea came about just as like, he was a big presence in my life, so I have to do something big, to do something that I could fail at. I have to do something that is just crazy in scope, something that people tell me is just bonkers, right? Like posting the Ironman group and they think I'm crazy. Like other people that do the Ironman think this is crazy. So I think it's a tribute to him, right? Like he was a big presence in my life. This is a big thing that we're doing, and we've what we're doing is raised the decent amount of money so far, and we're continuing to raise more money, which is the purpose. And also the purpose is just sharing the message of, you know, if you're struggling with something, you need to find a way to make peace with it. Whatever that something is, it could be someone in your family getting sick, it could be you getting sick, it could be you having a disability. And at the end of the day, the way for me that I channel that is through endurance sports, and the meditative nature of it, right? You know, being on a bike for 12 hours a day for 10 days straight. It's very peaceful. I've probably cried 2 or 3 times a day, where it's just like, you feel like your back's up against the wall. You feel like maybe you can't finish today. You feel like everything hurts, which it does sometimes. You just kind of like have to dig deep and realize who you are and why you're doing it. And you need that, in my opinion, for me, you need that inner peace to get through those hard moments, because they're going to crop up, whether it's biking across the country, or whether it's a bad day at work, or whether it's a bad day with your spouse or significant other. Those hard moments are going to come. It's just, how do you plow through them, and how do you have the resolve and the peace to do that? And for me, that's what this trip represents, is that search for that inner peace with oneself. And you know, I hope in watching this, people see that. And definitely as the days have progressed, I've started to find more of what I was searching for in doing this.
A couple other people were a little bit tired this morning, but I felt fine. Slept very well at the firehouse. Took some more of that swig pre-covery stuff, and that swig pre-covery does miracles. It gets me going the whole morning, lets my legs feel really good, and I was able just to kind of keep on hammering it.
I think if we can get David through this is going to be the hard one for David, because I have a feeling he's not eating enough, and if he bonks, then he's going to be done. He won't be able to finish. So we're trying to get him to eat more. Anything with calories in it at all. But if we can get through today, I really think that after that, things will be, we'll be definitely on the downside.
36.7 miles and 8 hours, 29 minutes of cycling and 11.5-hour ride. Not my cup of tea to be on the bike that long. Got picked up by a farmer on a dirt road. It was like about a 1 mile stretch of dirt road that like literally was like 2 inches of sand. So this farmer threw us in the back of his pickup truck and took us just down the road till it was pavement again.
What's the name of this town? Ashburn? Yeah, that's a great one. That's exactly it. I kept thinking we were going to have difficulties along the way, and so we kind of try to celebrate as we go. You know, celebrate when we hit the 100 mile mark, celebrate when we hit 112, which is the distance of an Ironman's bike ride. I think it was 125, 130. It was the longest that either Dave or I had ever done. And Jordan had done 135, so we just literally just went over what he'd done. So we all are currently, this is our longest one ever.
You've done good.
So, a few comments on today. Today, pretty much, for me at least, was all about teamwork. Definitely would not have been able to do that ride without these guys. I was really struggling around mile 80, I think is when I saw you guys last. And Jordan just gave me a little push, started talking, started coming back, started eating a little bit more. And then the last 30 miles or 36 miles of this from 100 on were just a crazy experience for me. I got behind Cam, I got behind Jordan, we just drafted the whole way and really just got here. So without these guys, honestly, this ride would have been, I would be so far back right now. So really, you could do anything if you have a good team.
So it's weird. We're kind of towards the end of this thing.
Oh my goodness, Cam, I had a dream about these chocolate croissants last night.
After four or 5 days, you get into a rhythm of knowing what your discomfort level is. But even that, when you're getting into the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th day, they're just compounding a little bit more, and it becomes a little bit more difficult. And so because it's physically more difficult, mentally it becomes more draining. And so it's more difficult as a result to keep a positive attitude and a good spirit about what it is you're trying to accomplish.
Pain is only temporary. When you're hurting, you can keep on going. As long as your brain tells you that you can, you can. And as soon as you tell yourself that you can't, you probably can't. But if you keep telling yourself, I can do this, I can get through that, it's only this far, it's only that hard, you can still get through it.
We are going to probably have to do it inside tomorrow because there's a hurricane. And then we don't want to ride in a hurricane.
I'm going to double check the weather one more time. It looks pretty bad. I think the best decision is to ride inside. Here we are, day 9, going into day 10. And I would have ridden pretty much anything except for a hurricane. We'll find either a spin studio or we're going to find someone with a bunch of bike trainers.
Last night we saw the Sturms really, and we made 2 plans. One was to ride outside, which is what we wanted, and the other was to find a spin studio and spin out the last 100 miles of these spin bikes. Woke up this morning, wind was howling, skies were getting ready to open up, so here we are on the spin bikes. I've kind of thought about it a little bit. Obviously, I built a spin bike 75 miles. Really what it comes down to is the representation of if you have a goal and you want to do something and you have a strong enough why, you will find a way to do it no matter what. Is our goal to bike smarter? Beans biking 1,100 miles. At the end of today, we will have done that. We will biked the distance to Panama City. Where there's a will, in my opinion, there's a way, and this is the way that we're doing this today. So, we're just kind of duking out on pain cave today. Sometimes things don't go as perfectly as you planned, but That's the weather for you.
I'm not doing the Ironman, but when we started this ride, I agreed on one thing. I'm gonna push my body. I said I'm gonna do 10 centuries in 10 days. And as Dave said, sometimes things just don't work out, but there's no excuse to not do it. There's no excuse to give up on your goal, give up on your dream. There's two different things between a spin bike and a road bike, but both of them are still gonna kick your butt. So we decided after the winds were howling and the sky started pissing on us, we decided it'd be safer to come in here and hammer it out.
Even though this spin bike might look a little easier, it's not. It's the same level of hard, and I'm curious to see what Jordan says too. My butt hurts real bad. It's harder because we don't stop for more than a couple seconds. So like, you've pretty much, other than bathroom breaks, been pedaling for the last 4 hours, basically, at a high RPM.
Finished my century portion of my ride today. Honestly, since it started out in rain and drizzling crappy weather, riding through Philadelphia, which is not an easy ride. Second day, it was raining again. Third day, it was foggy out, rain. I kept thinking we were going to get nothing. Rain finally opened up. Nice. Had some issues along the way, but that's the way it goes. Not just the bicycle riding, the stuff that didn't involve bicycle riding. Just a matter of we'd have to do something like this in order to complete it. But I told Dave, even if we don't do the triathlon, my main purpose was to do 10 centuries in 10 days. Let's see if I could do it. Another couple miles and I will have completed that particular task. If I saw Dave was interested in it, he was seeing if anybody was interested, and I thought, the triathlon season was a must. And I've been working it out all year, so I might as well go accomplish something with it. Once I made the decision to go with him, and I jacked up my mileage on the bike, the weekend rides up into 60, 70, 80, 90 miles, get myself prepared for this, but also hitting a lot of hills, because I knew wherever you're riding, there's going to be hills, and you really got to be prepared for them.
Total 11 hard so far. So we started in Philly last Tuesday. It'll be 1,100 miles by the time this ticker says 105. And then we're doing an Ironman on Saturday. So originally the idea this came about, Jordan and I were actually spinning it out in LA Fitness up in Philly. We said to ourselves, we're like, I had signed up for Ironman Florida. I said, what if instead of flying there, we just bike there?
There. You did it. Dave, years had centuries and cut it iteration. Yeah, man, I figured it. You said you're gonna know it. We waited every week. I think it's a bit. You did it, but. And I have clear one more thing for you. All you need to do now is go to the Ironman.
It's a very surreal feeling, to be honest with you, that we literally biked from Philadelphia to Florida. We were on our bikes for, I think it was a total of 76 hours for 1,100 miles.
I'll tell you, every day had something interesting happen, whether it was getting chased by three-legged dogs or just the people that we talked to. I think there were, pretty much every day we had a conversation with somebody that obviously they were surprised that we were doing this, but just to talk to them about what their situation is, it's interesting to have conversations, because I don't feel like I can have those kinds of conversations in my hometown even. And these people just literally, they opened their homes up to us, bring us in, let us use their showers, and if they had a spare bedroom, they made it available to us. Others fed us. It was amazing.
When I think about this trip and what I went through, I've learned when I don't think I have something in the tank, I don't think I have something left to give, there's more that I have to give. When I don't think I can push another pedal stroke, I can push another pedal stroke. When I don't think I can do something, I can.
So, what percent of your performance do you think comes from your diet?
110.
And I said, probably 90% of my diet is based on my performance. Before it was, I would ride 60 miles and my legs would give out, my mind would give out, I was tired, I was exhausted. Now 100 miles feels like it's easy, not necessarily easy, but it's just your body has it, you can keep going.
I set this big goal, this monstrous goal that I could have easily failed at for any number of reasons. But now that I've done it, I feel this almost inner sense of calm and peace, because I know that I was able to set my mind on this monster goal. And I got to the finish line. In fact, I got to the starting line of the next part of it, which is the Ironman, which is tomorrow. And once that's done, and I know I'm gonna be able to do it, then I just kind of know that whatever life throws at me, I'm gonna be able to handle it, because I'm always gonna be able to go back to that space where I was on this, 12-day challenge. So many things mentally, emotionally, physically, that just wore down on me in the worst way possible and the best way possible. And I know that whatever life throws at me, I'm gonna have that space in my head dedicated to being able to find peace with whatever happens next.
But why wouldn't I have wanted to, Like, what was holding me back? This idea of myself, like what I deserved. We kind of like go after what we think we deserve. Like that, there's like that trite movie quote. Serious, that we accept the love we think we deserve. Same for success, same for growth, same for anything. And that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm single now. That's why I don't like my job. I didn't think I deserved things at the core. And like, but no, man. So I'm telling you, this is how I talk to you, and it's a fact. This is always how I talk to you. And it took one of my friends. All my other friends say this. Like, you could have done this. You can do this. You got this. But something in me didn't believe it. That's why I'm doing this today. That's why I gotta prove it to myself. I think we all need to do that once in a while. So let's go. I'm gonna run until I cry. I'm gonna run until it hurts and I can barely move.
What did we do in the last 10 days and what are we about to do?
Like 1,100 miles. Now we're doing Ironman.
How do you guys feel?
Cold and ready.
Yeah. All right.
I think it's pretty consistently saying that.
This is it. Beautiful. Let's go.
Yeah, he's winning. I'm just gonna walk.
Yeah, baby. How you feel, Dave?
Do something hard to do.
I was having difficulty just breathing.
Took the breath out of you.
Yeah, absolutely. So it forced me to breaststroke for a bit.
A little cold in some spots. My calf locked up in the last lap. Just went fully seized up.
And how'd you get out of that?
Went on my back. Pushed it out like that.
Yeah, boy.
Thank you guys.
Let's go, Dave. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, go have more fun.
Yeah, baby! Woo! Look at this man. That's right, baby. Remember why you're doing this, brother. You're gonna kill it. Remember what your grandmother told you. You're inspiring people, man. You're inspiring your grandmother to get back on the bike. Keep it up, brother.
Thanks, Steve.
Dave! Got this! Make an whole scene just for you, Dave. Let's go, man! Let's go, Ironman! Let's go! Let's go, Dave! Let's go, Dave! Let's go, make some noise! Let's go, Dave! Get him, baby! This. Woo! Oh my God, let's go.
Get ready to run a marathon.
First marathon. I ran a half marathon on Sunday. I've been training specifically for this for a month. I mean, I'm in good cardio shape because I work out, but never anything like this. Whole new experience. I'm ready. It's game time. We're capable of more than we know. Full stop. We tell ourselves other things, but we're capable of more than we know. I'm gonna show myself. I'm gonna show other people that today. I'm ready. I'm ready. Always.
Brother,
Davey, Dave.
see you in 13 miles.
Remember, mile 9 to 10, text me.
Okay.
I'll leave you guys.
You got it. My music's not on.
You have me on Find My Friends, right?
Much love, guys. Catch you on the other side. So the marathon begins. How you feeling, Dave?
Feeling good.
This man's a real warrior. Go on, sorry, go ahead.
Feeling good. 112 on the bike. 24 on the swim. For a half mile to run. Time to get her done.
That's right. Unbelievable. We're capable of so much more than we know. As long as you persevere and go through the pain, go with the pain, you'll achieve great things. Let's see what happens, folks. Not even at mile 1, 2/10 of a mile in. I'll check in with you later. Much love. First mile in the books, we're feeling great. Having meaningful realizations. I'm doing this mile number 2 in honor of my Zeta, who passed away from Parkinson's related degeneration. He couldn't breathe anymore. He suffocated, so I'll breathe for him. So man, in a family that's not always the most positive, took me aside in privacy and told me I could do whatever I wanted to do. He believed in me. I didn't really share that before, I just shared that with my friend Dave. So I'm doing this in honor of my Zeta, because we only serve the ones we love by giving it our all, achieving whatever we want, bringing our shine into the world. This one for you guys, for Zeta, and for all the people who believe in others. We're gonna shine on for you. Hell yeah. So my GPS is off. We are over 2 miles. A lot of great things happening here. Big takeaway, we all serve to be each other's inspiration. All of us, to everyone else. If you choose to shine your greatness upon this world, what you care about, go for things going beyond your fear, your personal growth, a conversation, a listening ear, an action like this, it can help inspire people to get outside of their boxes. The boxes we're stuck in, literally now with COVID and metaphorically. So do great things. So it's gonna hurt a little bit, but of course I can do this.
Do what's hard for you, baby.
That's right. So when something hard for you comes your way, something challenges you, stand up, smile, and say, of course I can do this. We got, what is it, 21.5 miles? While we may be suffering in life, it's also important to remember that there's beauty all around us. Even through the struggle, even through the journey, there's beauty all around us. Never forget that. So you can barely see me here at mile 12, I believe, because I opted to not wear my headlamp until the support crew came. But how symbolic, us persevering through the darkness. The light's within us, my friends. Inspires growth. And my good friend Ben, he's pushing past whatever he's doing, whatever's in his mind.
I do it for the rhyme. Ben Math, the second half. Let's get it.
Let's go. I'm in pain. I'm in so much pain. I'm not gonna stop.
Let's go, Steve.
So close.
Let's go, baby.
Everything hurts, but that ain't enough to stop me.
What's that motto, dude?
Pain is temporary.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop, because I have it in me. Because we have it in us. Let's go.
Steve, first marathon, baby. Let's get it, boy.
Remarkable. I'm
Let's
blind now. Hold on.
Steve, come on.
I'm blind with the flash.
Come on, Steve.
0.6 miles left.
0.6.
0.
Your race, like this is literally just you finishing.
Let's go,
this.
Steve.
Go!
Damn. Speak to me, Steve.
I'm on a full marathon. This idea that people put on such a pedestal that's supposed to be so difficult, that's so unachievable, and so much pain is done. You can do it. You just keep moving forward through the pain. Oh, God is so good. Life is so good. Guys, you have no idea what it feels like to get to the other side of that pain. Maybe some of you do. Is it beautiful? I am spent. Let's go, Dave. Show us what it means to get things done. Full Ironman after 1,100 miles on your bike. Can't stop, won't stop. Here's the inspiration. Here's what it means to get things done, to fight through pain. You're the man, Dave. Keep going. He's got a few more yards until he gets that marathon. I don't know how far he's gonna go. You did it, man. I'm so proud of you. Fucking did it.
Get out of the road. What are you doing?
For your grandfather, it's for your grandmother, getting her on the bike. This is for everybody who said you can't. This is for everybody who said it's not possible. But Dave, anything's possible. This is easy, brother. Killed it. Looking good, buddy.
You got it. You got it.
Langhorne, Pennsylvania. David rode his bike here from Philadelphia. Yeah, David Feynman. You are an Ironman, buddy. Many times over.